Hi students, good morning everybody. Hope you all have read this lesson, A Bicycle in Good Repair. This is lesson number 9, written by Jerome K. Jerome. Jerome K. Jerome had wit and humor. He uses wit and humor in this lesson. In the previous part, we have seen that one stranger had come to the author, and author was a small little boy. He doesn't know how to repair a bicycle. Actually, his bicycle is not that very bad in condition, but this stranger comes and he says that he would repair the bicycle. Actually, a person who has no good job always interferes in the matters or in the business of someone, isn't it? In the same way, Jerome K. Jerome was interrupted by a big man or a gentleman. He's really gentle, but he knows nothing about the repair of the bicycle. His bicycle sometimes not at all good, but mostly it serves him nicely. Let us come to page number 127, the last few lines. He said, "It looks to me as if the bearings were all wrong." Actually, he had removed some balls from the bearing and he was unable to place them properly because he inverted his hand. He just inverted his hand in which he collected all the bearings. They were all spreading to different directions. Now he had no idea where those balls were missing and he couldn't replace them. He couldn't fix up the fork of the bicycle. I said, "Don't you trouble about it anymore, you will make yourself tired." This boy Jerome K. Jerome said that, you never take trouble, because if you get into repair the bicycle, you will be getting tired. Let us leave this part and try to do something else. Actually, this man offered him that he would take him on a ride. Bicycle rides on the countryside really gives a great pleasure. Actually, the idea of that stranger was good, but what's the problem with this man is he knows nothing about the bicycle repair. But without knowing or without having any good knowledge of repairing, he comes to the author for repairing his bike. He said, "We may as well see what is the matter with it. Now it is out." He talked as though it had dropped out by accident. I think we have completed all this. Come to page 128. Even gear case also he has done it. So 129. I had to confess he was right. He said, "People talk like that who understand nothing about machines." He says that. People says that he talked about the gear case. Jerome K. Jerome said that once the gear case is removed, it cannot be replaced and it cannot be fixed back. In fixing this gear case will be taking much time, and a person who has no good knowledge of fixing it back of the gear case, they will be in a great trouble. So this man says for that, he said, "People talk like that who understand nothing about the machines," especially the people those who have no good knowledge about the machines only speak like this. So we are not supposed to put our trust upon such notions. Nothing is easier than talking of a gear case. So people who come and say that they speak about the gear case, but nothing is easier. I had to confess he was right. I had to confess means he had to agree with that stranger. Whatever he says is right. In less than 5 minutes, he had the gear case in 2 pieces lying on the path and was growling for screws. He said it was always a mystery to him the way screws disappeared. Common sense continued to whisper to me. Jerome K. Jerome could hear the common sense is speaking to him. What did it say? Stop him before he does any more mischief. You better go and stop him, otherwise he might cause a great damage or mischief to your bike. But he had not listened to his conscience. See, we always must believe upon our own conscience. The conscience is nothing but the 6th sense. We have how many senses? 5 senses. But 6th sense is nothing but your conscious. What does it mean by conscious? Conscious is nothing but something there within you is speaking to you the right thing. Whenever we are stopping ourselves not to listen to our conscious, we will be in a great problem. We will be facing problems. Those problems cannot be resolved by any We ourselves cannot resolve those problems. So never listen to anybody's words where there is no truth. Unless the people's words are not truth, we are not supposed to. Okay, truthful words only we should hear or we should follow. And you have a right to protect your own property from the ravages of a lunatic. Take him by the scruff of the neck and kick him out of the gate. What his conscience is telling? You have a right to protect your own property. Whose own property is a bicycle? The author's own property. Who is the author? Jerome K. Jerome. This Jerome K. Jerome's conscience is speaking to him that you better go and scruff at his neck. You just catch hold of his neck and throw him out of this gate. Because this man is going to do some mischief with your bike. Don't let him do any repair. Okay, it's not safe. Your bicycle won't be safe in the hands of this stranger. So, his common sense is speaking to Jerome. But I am weak. When it comes to hurting other people's feelings, I let him alone. Why he muddled up? He doesn't want to cause any hurt to his friend's heart. Causing hurt to your friend or causing hurt to your known people, you can't bear that. Most of us, we can't bear it or we won't like it. Why? If we hurt others' feelings, someday definitely we will get hurt from somebody else. Isn't it? That's why we are not supposed to speak to anybody in a hurtful manner. Okay? Here, Jerome also thought like that. Conscience is telling something truth, but this boy, Jerome, was unable to raise his talk or raise his voice upon the stranger. He gave up looking for the rest of the screws. Who gave up looking for the screws? The stranger was gave up. What does it mean by give up? To leave. He had left the thought of searching for the screws which were missing. Once the screws were missing, as I told you, you cannot fix it back anything. The gear case is made into two parts or two pieces by him, but unless the screws are not there, he cannot replace it or refix it. So now most of the screws, the great number of screws were missing. He said screws had a knack of turning up when you least expected them, and that now he would see to the chain. Okay, they have a knack, K-N-A-C-K, knack of turning up. So screws always missing up like that. It is not only happens with me, it also can happen with anybody. So whenever you take away the things or whenever you screw it out, sometimes you cannot find the same number of or the good number of the screws in order to fix it back. It is not just happened to me. So I just wanted to leave this gear case matter. Let me go on to the chain. So first he opened the fork of the bicycle. Next he started opening the gear case of the bicycle. Now he wanted to check the chain. How is it? So what did he do? You least expected them and now he would see the chain. He tightened it till it would not move. Next he loosened it until it was twice as loose as it was before. See, he tightened the chain so that the bicycle cannot move. And again what did he do? He loosened the chain so that it had become as loose as it before. Either he was making too tight or he was making it too loose. Okay, both the things are dangerous with the cycle, isn't it? The normal length of the chain and the loose must be maintained. It shouldn't get more loose and it shouldn't get very tight. Okay, first time he tightened it much forcibly, and later he had loosened it too much. Then he said we had better think about getting the front wheel back into its place again. What did he say? No, I do one thing. Back wheel I move it to the front and front wheel I put it at the back. So he just wanted to replace the wheels of this cycle or bicycle. I held the fork open and he worried with the way. At the end of 10 minutes, I suggested he should hold the fork. So now what they are doing? Jerome also started helping this man, and he held the fork and he tried to open up the back wheel. He brought the back wheel front and taken away the front wheel to back. You can see in the picture. Okay, the stranger, Jerome was a small little boy. He was holding the fork of the bicycle, and this elderly man who knows nothing, he was such a fool. He doesn't know how to repair the bicycle. He had just replaced the wheels of the bicycle. He brought the back wheel to front and front wheel to back, because he doesn't know what to do exactly with the bicycle. Understand? And let us come to the next one. At length we did get the thing into position. Finally they brought it into the nice position, and the moment it was in position, he burst out laughing. Once he had just repaired everything and fixed it in a right position, he started laughing. Why was he laughing? Okay, we will find out what's the reason behind it. I said, what's the joke? He said, well, I'm as an ass. What did he say? He said, well, I'm an ass. What does it mean by ass? Donkey. Okay? Donkey is a male one. Actually, ass is a female donkey. What is ass? Ass is a female donkey, I believe, and donkey is a male one usually. Okay? And it was the first thing he had said that made me respect him. So finally, Jerome thought that yes, you are like a donkey only, because he had no good belief upon the way he had repaired the bicycle. I asked him what had led him to the discovery. Okay, it was the first thing he had said that made me respect him. At least he was frank enough in saying that he was a fool. Fools only can do this kind of job, isn't it? He was not good at anything, but he tried to change everything. I asked him what had led him to the discovery. He said, we have forgotten the balls. Everything is done. But where were the balls? The balls were not fixed up. The balls were still lying there. I looked for my hat. It was lying topsy-turvy. What does it mean by topsy-turvy? Top portion was come to the back or down, and down portion can be seen on the top. Topsy-turvy. What is it? Topsy-turvy is turvy in the sense it's a reverse process. It is inverted position. Actually, he put his hat in inverted position and put all the balls in it. Okay, when he was wearing the hat, all the balls fell on the ground. He didn't even sense it. So, without balls only, he fixed the bicycle. Do you think the bicycle can hold its parts? No. Suppose if he tries to ride the bicycle, all the parts will come out because it was not tightened properly. And he said, we have forgotten the balls. I looked for my hat. It was lying topsy-turvy in the middle of the path. He was of a cheerful disposition. Disposition is nothing but behavior. He was in a cheerful manner. He said, well, we must put back all we can find. So again we have to do, all the things must be separated and we put them back and trust to Providence. Okay, you just trust me, I'm gonna make it alright, he says. And once again all the parts he detached of a bicycle. The remaining part, maybe it could be the last part, the final part of this lesson will be continued in the next class. Until we meet again, goodbye children. You are supposed to read the lesson with great enthusiasm, because most of the words, vocabulary items you can focus well if you read it. Okay, thank you very much.